Hello participants, and welcome to the final module, Module 3, of Developing Effective Instructional Materials for Technology-Enabled Learning Environments. I am your facilitator, Nigel King. In this module, we examine the origins and principles of Universal Design for Learning, UDL. Of particular interest to this course are the core concepts of the representation principle and its application to instructional materials. Universally Designed for Learning is a curriculum development framework that promotes the proactive creation of learning environments that support student learning, disabilities, or barriers by inclusive instructional design techniques. The UDL framework also seeks to advance and optimize education for learners based on scientific insights into how humans learn. The goal of UDL is the optimization of learning by catering for the diverse learning needs that exist in a classroom. Learners learn differently, therefore the standard learner does not exist, since learners are constrained by varying learning barriers and can also be hindered by outright physical disabilities. The central concept, therefore, of UDL is proactively designing an inclusive curriculum that addresses learner diversity. Courses that are developed via the guidance of UDL are more likely to cater to student success with a proactive approach that avoids on-the-spot adaptations to meet learner needs. Topic number 1. Universal Design for Learning. Universal Design for Learning is reported to have originated from the concept of universal design, envisioned by Ron Mace of North Carolina State University. UDL emerged from his architectural concept that imagined universal design as a means to design a product and environment that would provide access for individuals with disabilities. There was a growing number of disabled soldiers returning from various wars that led to the passing of the American Disabilities Act to provide access for individuals with disabilities. This therefore led to the development of a framework of design standards that provide the greatest degree of access and usability for a wide range of users. Modifications were therefore made to sidewalks and buildings to permit easier access to individuals with disabilities. Universal Design for Living has its original official beginning circa 1984 when Dr. David Rose and Dr. Ann Mercer created a Center for Applied Specialized Technology, Inc., commonly known as CAST. The UDL framework. The UDL framework can guide curriculum developers in employing greater amounts of flexibility into lesson design in anticipation of the diversity of learning preferences and capabilities. At the very core of the UDL framework is the eradication of the concept of one-size-fits-all learning environments that have been proven to actually erect barriers to learning. The framework was developed out of this growing sense of social equity that it was engulfing the society. The three tenets of UDL, engagement, representation, action, and expression, are incorporated into instructional strategies to provide all learners, regardless of learning preferences, to enjoy equity in the process of learning. The application of UDL principles is intended to result in syllabus design that is to be customizable and flexible. The syllabus is not designed to meet any specific need, but rather it is development of inclusive pedagogy to maximize learning for all students. Topic number 3. The UDL framework recommends the presentation of information and content in multiple formats in order to provide learners with inclusion and accessibility. This tenet is considered the what of learning and relates to the means by which instructional materials and instruction are conveyed to learners, since instructional materials are foundational to all learning activities. This principle seeks to encourage the use of text, audio, video, discussion, examples, diagrams, and graphics to explain lesson concepts. The materials will need to go beyond lectures and readings to include multimedia resources and other digital resources that will be easily accessible, understood, and used to the greatest possible extent. For example, teachers can present the learning materials through a variety of media, visually, auditory, tactile, and provide multiple examples that can be modified in complexity to meet a range of learning needs. Representation is therefore critical to ensuring that course materials and information are accessible to all learners. I want to thank you for viewing.